when you work 40 hours a week at your job, but you don't go above and beyond? Oh, then I have no idea what you're talking about. Basically, a quiet quitter does the bare minimum required. Washington Post said approximately 50% of the U.S. workforce is quiet quitting right now. I don't know. That I know nothing about. I guess, first of all, I mean, I think you're lucky to even get a job in the United States when you get 40 hours. Seriously, from what I've seen, the vast majority of jobs that are out there are either service industry, retail, or a combination of something like that. They're not contracted salary jobs. These are jobs where you're hourly. You're not guaranteed a set amount of hours, and it's insanely hard to make ends meet even trying to maintain a life with those jobs. That's what I see all around me when I go out. I don't see big corporations opening up offices and doing this. I don't see any of that. What I see is downscaling of all of that, and all the other lower end shit is what's expanding. So, quiet quitting, you do 40-hour minimum work, and I mean, all I can say is this, all right? Here's what I can say to that. My only thing I can add to that, because I don't know personally what's going on in the workforce right now. Once upon a time, before I was a YouTuber, I had a job at a company called Helicopter Support. I was hired for a desk job to be a customer service representative. I was supposed to be the go-to guy for a company that operated a helicopter if something went wrong with their copter. Oh, their copter's breaking down, their copter needs maintenance, it needs some parts. Whatever it may be, they would call me. I was the middleman who would then contact repair facilities or parts manufacturers, and I would get them what they needed for their helicopter so they didn't have to do any of that work. I would do it all for them. I was their one-stop shop, Helicopter Support. Get it? That's the name of the company. That was my job for 2 years. All right? And then after 2 years of doing that, I basically was pulled aside by upper management in the company and told that I was part of the new wave of employees at this company who were going to go above and beyond, and you were no longer just going to be a customer service rep. We were going to train you to do work called continuous improvement, achieving competitive excellence, or ACE for short. And what we were going to do was make you someone who understood the high-level processes at a company like this company. And you would be able to look at them from start to finish and map out that process and measure each step of each process to say, this is the problem in the process that makes it take so long. Let's fix it. Let's make it more efficient. Let's redesign it. I went through at least 80 hours of just like classroom training. I sat in on 2 to 3 projects. I participated and ran at least 2 projects myself. I redesigned entire processes at this company. And you might say, what am I getting at here? So I worked for corporate America. I was supposed to be a 40-hour-a-week salary employee. I very frequently worked more than 40 hours a week. I was expected to do my regular customer service rep responsibilities while I was also essentially doing a second job as this achieving competitive excellence employee, ACE. Okay? I did 2 jobs for the price of 1. And I did that for 4.5 years. And then that last year that I was there, I redesigned an entire process within the company, the repairs process, the process by which they would bring in a broken helicopter part, figure out where it needs to go for repair, get it repaired, get it back, and get it back to the customer. Okay? I redesigned the whole process to streamline it and save this company likely tens to hundreds of thousands of dollars a year because of the way that it was streamlined and made more efficient. After I was done with the project, I was presented with an award. Here is your award saying thank you for going above and beyond, because we know you don't get paid for this. You're a customer service rep, but thank you. Thank you for going above and beyond. Here's your award for finishing the project. When the project was done, the company reorganized. They put me into a department that had nothing to do with what I did, the materials department, where they expected me to start ordering parts and shit that I'd never done before. Within 1 month, they laid me off. That was the end of my tenure at the helicopter company. Okay? So I worked there for 4.5 years. For 2 years, I did my job. For 2.5 years, I busted my fucking ass doing 2 jobs at once and never got paid an extra dime for it. And then when I was done getting my ass put through the ringer to save this company money, they laid me off. Are you surprised that there's quiet quitting employees? Why the fuck would you care? These companies don't care about you. All they want is their bottom line. They want profit. They want their stock price to go up. They want the rich to get richer. Because the thing is, a lot of these companies start small. And the moment that they become these giant corporate entities and they go public, etc., that's the end of that. Then it becomes the almighty dollar, and that's all they give a fuck about. And this happens over and over and over in America and other places too. It's not just America. This is how corporate entities operate for the most part. Very rarely would you find a corporation that employs a ton of people and actually you find out, wow, this is a good corporation that takes care of its people. They get good healthcare packages. They get benefits packages. They get treated well. They get maybe paid time off or maternity leave or whatever. It's a rarity when you hear of a company that actually wants to retain its employees rather than just churning them around like a fucking cog in a wheel, right? You're just a piece of the machine, and if you break, we throw you out and we just get another fresh, shiny cog to replace you. It's such a rarity. And I've been there, done that. Let me tell you, that's one of the worst feelings I've ever had in my life. I overworked myself for several years just to be told you're worthless, get the fuck out. And I didn't get paid $1 for it. Yeah, that's corporate America. So, quiet quitting, you know, not shocking. If what you're saying is true and actually happening, I wouldn't be shockingly surprised to hear that that's what's going on in America right now, when knowing how these companies operate. Okay? All right, we got another 5